Hello everybody, welcome to another X Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Delta Red figure who is part of Operation Monster Force by Fresh Monkey Fiction. Now, this figure is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, so I'm really curious to see what they did with him. Now, I bought him because I thought he looked really cool. I like the overall look to this figure, and reading the back of him, I think the concept's pretty cool. So he's a world builder, and what that means is he's like a troop who are a bunch of vampire operatives put together by Dracula and Van Helsing to stop this Egyptian god guy called, what is his name? The Forgotten King. Okay, so the whole thought of a vampire strike force just really sounds cool to me. I like the concept of that. So I'm really looking forward to taking a deep dive into this figure. So with that being said, first off, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And for anybody who watches this video and likes it and hasn't subscribed yet, then I please ask that you subscribe as well. And also check out my horror and sci-fi playlist. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in packaging. I do like the front art for this. That looks really cool. I like the overall look to it. It has kind of that spooky look to it. So you got this nice picture of the figure, Operation Monster Force. And when we open it up, you get a little bit of a comic book strip here that looks really cool. So I'm guessing that this is based off of a comic. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know a whole lot about these guys. I just know that they look really cool. So here's the figure. All right, as you can see, you have this nice window here. You can see the figure, all his accessories, Delta Red. All right, close it back up. Come around to this side. You got Monster Force here. Delta Red 3, so I guess he's the third figure in this set. Big Bad Workshop. Big Bad's website. Come around to this side. You got the same picture that you had before. Operation Monster Force. A little bit about him. The other figures that are part of this wave. Alright. And you got basically the same thing that you had on the other side. The only difference is you don't have Big Bad Toy Store on this side. You have the Fresh Monkey Fiction logo with their website. Okay. Look at the top here. Got Operation Monster Force, your age restriction, and Big Bad exclusive. And then underneath you have some more legal and SKU. So, all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. The first thing we're going to look at is his points of articulation. So the head does move. All right. You have a shoulder joint here with a swivel. You got an elbow joint. And you do have a wrist joint. All right. Get this other arm up. You do have a joint in here in the body at the belt line. And you also have probably a joint underneath the ribs that allows it to go back and forth like this. Okay. Spin them around this way. You got a thigh joint with a swivel. All right. You got a knee joint. Ooh, that knee joint's a little tight, but it is there. All right, you got a swivel at the top of the boot. All right, these joints are a little tight on him, so you may want to decide to use heat to get some of these joints moving, but for the most part, I'm not having any real problems with them. All right, that leg back in place. And get them all set back up here. There we go. Now, the first thing I want to look at is his head sculpt. I like the detail to it. That looks really cool. You got that, like, almost undead zombie look to him. You know, which, like vampires usually have in the lower ranks, that they look more like ghoulish than, like actual people. So I kind of like that look to them. Looks really cool. I like the detailing to the teeth. And now you get into his armament here. So there's a lot of really good detail in his armor. The same with when you come down to his boots and knee pads. Bring them around this way here. You see these little grappling hooks on the side of his belt, which are really nice. I like that. All right, bring his arm down. So it looks like here he has maybe some sort of communication device or something on there. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it definitely does stand out. All right, and now come around to the back here. You have his the back of his flight jacket and stuff. There's a hole here where you can hook accessories and stuff onto it. All right. And you can kind of see that camo look to it. So he has like that night camo to him, which is really nice. And back around here. So I do feel like they did put some work into this character to make him look really good. So now this figure has a lot of accessories. I mean, a lot of accessories. So first off, we're going to get into the hands. So you got two open hands. One and two. All right. You have two closed fists. So you got one and two. All right. You have two trigger hands. So you got one and two. All right. You got a knife. All right. I like the detail on this knife. Like even like the blade is a separate color from the rest of the knife, which is pretty cool. I like that detail to it. And it comes with two pistols. So he has this pistol here. All right. And he has a smaller pistol. All right. He has some grenades here. All right. He has a walkie-talkie. Oops. Better look at that. There we go. All right. He has a holster for the walkie-talkie. All right. He has another type of pouch. I believe it goes this way. Okay. This is the holster for the knife. I see the slit there for the knife. All right. Got another pouch here. All right. Oops. Another pouch. All right. He has a piece here that swaps out for the front pouch. So if you want this one instead, you can. All right. It comes with two shoulder pads. So you have this one here. And you got this one. All right. He has two leg pieces here where you can swap out different types of either holsters or pouches. So you got one. You got two. All right. He also has a holster for his assault rifle. At least I believe that's what that's for. He comes with two clips. All right, so there's one. And two. Comes with a couple blast effects. So he has a smoke effect here. That's in a clear plastic, so that's pretty neat. He has this blast effect here. Mm. This one. And last but not least, he has this smaller one. Alright. He also has his rifle. Alright. He has this helmet here, which looks pretty badass. I really like the design to that. Alright. And then he has this helmet here with this vampire logo on it. I really like that a lot. And last but not least, he also comes with a shield to swap out the helmet. Alright. And one last thing, because they couldn't give this guy enough. He has this really nice display stand. I like this. So you have his name here. And you switch it this way. And you have Monster Force. So that's pretty cool. So now we're going to take a look and see how all this stuff swaps out with them. So we're going to start off with the hands first. We're going to get them out of the way. So you do have an open hand and the closed fist. All right. Get that in there. All right. So those two hands work very well. No issues with them. All right. Going to put those down. Going to get the two trigger hands on here. One. Whoops. Apparently this one wants to give problems. Okay, so there we go. The two trigger hands work well with him. No issues. All right, let's start swapping heads out. There we go. All right. Well, what's happening is the whole neck piece is coming off. So we all know what that means. It's time to soak this guy in some hot water. So what just happened was that the the head is supposed to pop off at the top of the neck, but instead the bottom of the neck popped off from his body. Now this doesn't mean the figure's broken. It just means that the head ball joint is attached a little bit more snug than the ball joint to the body. So what they're doing is they're using two different ball joints. So you got one on the body, one on the head. So what I'm doing is now I'm soaking the heads into hot water so it softens up the plastic. So while that's doing that, let's put on these leg guards. All right. So, because I don't think there's any way to open these things up. So I think you just slide them on up. Shoot, these things I might throw in there if they don't go on there. There. So just gotta work them. All right, so that's one. Eventually. All right. Now, you could use hot water to soften these up and get them on there a little bit better, but me personally, I don't want to do that because I'm afraid that it would loosen them up too much to where they kind of want to slide down on you. I have had problems with that with other figures, like some of the G.I. Joe classified figures will have knife straps and stuff that or pistol straps that would just slide off their legs. So if you could keep this really tight, then that would be a good thing actually. So get them back on here. All right. So as you can see, those slid on pretty easily. No issues with that. Now we're going to put the knife one on this side. All right. Just like that. And that might be a little bit of a bugger to put on. And then the pistol. poster. All right. Actually, that might be what this is. I hate to say it. This might actually be for your pistol. It looks too small. Yeah, this is actually for the pistol, not for the rifle. Actually, that one went on a little bit better than this one did. All right. So those are now on. I don't know if they're going to fall off or not, but we'll see how that works. Next, we got these shoulder pieces here. All right, let's get these on. So that straps on pretty easily. Put this one on. All right. All right, so the shoulder gear slides on pretty easily. No issues with that. All right, so now let's pull these heads out. Hot, ow, hot, and ow, hot. Now this should just pop right off of there. Yeah, see how easily that came off of there? And then that will fit nicely in here. All right, so let's look at these other two heads. So put this one on. See, now that you softened it up with the hot water, the heads go on very easily with no issues. That pops up like that, so you can see his, wonderful looking face. This should just pop out of here now. Oh, where's the other one? Here's the other one. I guess this goes this way. Okay. Goes in those holes. All right. It's in there. Come on, line up. There it is. All right, so oops. That's the other. Whoop. Come on, dude, stay. All right, so that's the other setup for the helmet. That looks pretty cool, but I definitely like the other one better. Now let's pop this off. Now you got the one that I actually really like, which is this one here. I like the design of that helmet. It almost has a Jason X kind of look to it. You know? Now that I think about it, it definitely has that style look to it, but it still looks pretty cool. So now that we've gone through the heads, let's start looking at some of his other weapons. So first off, we do have his assault rifle. Let's do that first. All right. So his fingers are pretty loose. So you should be able to get this working with them pretty easily, actually. There we go. Okay, we got the trigger hand. There it goes. All right, so the assault rifle fits very well in that hand. No issues. Matter of fact, I actually kind of like that pose. I think that looks pretty cool. Now, according to the pictures, you should be able to get this other hand on here, which shouldn't actually be an issue because this hand is, the fingers are pretty soft on here. I think you just got to open it up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, you can easily get him to do a two-handed hold, and I like that. I like that a lot. That looks really cool. Just like that. All right. And this one gets the bigger blast effect. Let's pop that on there. All right. Not really in a firing position, but it does work. All right. Let's get that off of there. All right. Let's try the knife and the radar next. All right. In fact, I'm going to let this sit in the hot water for a minute. So there's that. And the big, where's the knife? Here it is. All right. So you can have the knife and radar with no issues. I'm sorry, radio. I'm going to put this little piece right back here for the radio. Should just pop right, spin right on in, just like that. Pop in here as well. So there you go. If you, whoops. Oh, come on, dude, stand. All right. So if you want the radio on the back there, you can. No issues. All right. Now for the two pistols. Now, if the rifle fits, the pistols were going to fit too. There was no issues with that. All right. So both pistols fit in his hands. No issues. And then you got your blast effects. So I guess this one will work with the bigger one. All right. And you got the smaller effect here. All right. So if you want them guns blazing with the pistols, you can. That actually looks pretty cool. I like the overall look to that. And then, of course, I guess with this one, we'll do the smoking gun effect. All right, so you got that smoking gun effect. That looks pretty cool. So everything works well with the guns. All right, let's pull this off. Put these guys in their holsters. Actually, he goes this way. There you go. And then this one, it's right up here in his chest. All right. So the little pistol fits up there. The big one fits here. If you want, actually, we could probably put this one on this side. And then let's get the holster for the knife. We could put this one on this side. And put the knife in there. All right. So there we go with the knife. All right. Now, for the clips for this thing, it just pops out easily. You can pop whatever one you want in there. So the clips just swap out pretty easily. No issues with that. I don't know why he had to come with 3, but he did. All right. And maybe that's probably what this other holster is for. You could probably put one of these clips in here. Yeah. So if you want to put one of the clips in here, you can. And now, these holsters here, all right, you could swap this stuff out all over the place. So you could pull this one off. All right. Move that pistol out of the way. You could take this one and swap it in. All right. You got to work it a little bit, but it does fit in there. All right, so you got that one. Now, he has shotgun shells here and there, which kind of baffles me because the figure actually doesn't come with a shotgun, though probably would have been really cool if he did. And now all these other little pouches can swap out as well. So you can pull this off and take this one. I guess it goes this way. And put it up here. You can pop this one off. Eventually, there it goes. Let's say you want your spare clip up here. Or you can put the radar, I'm sorry, I keep on saying radar. The radio up there. So these clips, you can swap and match them all you want. Matter of fact, you can even take these off. You could take some of these smaller ones. Where's another one of these small ones? So you can even have the big one off and just put these small guys there. So you could do whatever you want. You could even take the pistol and put it up there if you want, or your knife. So all of these little pouches are completely swappable however you want them to do, which is nice for a couple of reasons. One, it makes your character diverse. Two, if you're going to get multiples of these, you can have each one of your soldiers arranged in different ways. So you could have a guy with his pistol here, his knife there. You could have another trooper with it arranged totally different. So I like that ability to just swap everything out. I think that's really, really cool. So let's get into my final thoughts with him. So first off, all his joints work very well with him. I have no issues with that. His accessories, he comes with plenty of them, and I like the accessories on him because you could do so many different things with this guy with his accessories. Overall, from how you can hold the weapons to all the different ways you can swap out like patches and posters and everything like that. So there's a lot that you could do with this guy with the accessories. The hands swapped out pretty well. I didn't have any issues with the hands. Yes, I did have to use heat on the head to swap out the heads, but that's not a big issue. That's kind of a common thing these days, with these kind of figures. So, all his accessories and everything work really well with him. And also the detail to this guy. I love the detail. I love the overall look to him. He has such a presence to him. Like even him just holding this gun like this, he has a presence. He looks cool, and all the extra things that they add to him just makes him overall look really, really cool. A lot of really good details. Probably my only disappointments, there's a few things. I wish he would have came with a shotgun too. On his person, they show shotgun shells. I think it would have been cool if he would have had a shotgun to go with him because he has that. Some of the attachments you have to work it a little bit to get them on, but that's not a major thing. The same with the heads, that you're going to have to use heat for the head. So those are probably my only real complaint with this figure. So at the end of the day, would I recommend him? Absolutely. I think he's an awesome looking figure. Matter of fact, he even makes me want to get more of these figures because he's just really, really cool looking. I love the detail on him and everything. Um, Even if you're not a big person of this line, still he would probably go pretty well with like your monsters and stuff like that collections because he is a vampire stormtrooper type thing. So I really like him. I would recommend this figure. So with that being said, I hope you guys do like this review. If you do, go ahead and check out my horror and sci-fi playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.